Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, September 1st, 2011. Let's get started here and look at the charts. First thing we're going to take a look at is the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see right here, futures are trading lower by about 3 points at the moment. They did just make a little bit of a move up and now have come back down. Right around 8:30 in the morning, which is still another 5-6 minutes away, we will have the weekly initial jobless claim number. So the market will react to that. We'll see if jobless claims are over 400,000 again, or if they've ticked a little bit higher, or maybe they've moved a little bit lower below the 400,000 level. We'll have to wait and see. That number will be out in about 5 more minutes. At 8:30. So we'll see how the market reacts there. But in the meantime, we'll go over a few other things. First, I'm just going to start off with the European markets. They are trading lower across the board. The German DAX is down about 1.6%. That is the most important index in the European market at this time, and it is trading sharply lower. It looks like there are some problems in Europe again today. A lot of the European economic data was weaker than expected. Also, there was a Spanish bond auction, and it was pretty weak, pretty poor, despite the ECB, the European Central Bank, going in there and propping it up. So, again, we'll have to watch there. Last night, also, Brazil raised their interest rate, lowered their key interest rate to 12% from 12.5%. Again, they're facing pretty heavy inflation there in Brazil, and that's affecting all of the BRIC nations, whether it's Brazil, Russia, India, and of course China. Now, speaking of China, we'll get right into the Asian markets last night, which were up pretty much for the most part. You had the Nikkei up 1.19%, the Hang Seng was up 0.25%, and the Australian market was up 0.3%. The Indian Sensex was also higher by 1.6%. So decent little move across Asia. However, there is one thing that we must note first, and it is that the Shanghai index was lower last night. So that is the most important index in the market, if you ask me. Shanghai index was lower by about 0.4%. Not a big decline, but it's still worth noting. And right now, you have to keep an eye on the Shanghai index almost each and every day. So again, that index was lower. That index will lead the U.S. markets. Again, it wasn't down much, but it's worth noting. You may see a slight bit of weakness in the Chinese ADRs today, especially if the U.S. markets are a little bit weak. But other than that, really, Asia had a pretty decent night. I believe the Indian markets were closed. I think they were closed last night, but I might be mistaken. So again, we'll watch for how the Shanghai index reacts, and we'll see how it all plays out. Now, a couple things we have to look at here. First is the U.S. dollar index, really catching a pretty big bid today. U.S. dollar index is higher by 36 cents, trading up here at on the U.S. dollar index futures, 74.53 per contract. That's a pretty nice move here this morning, considering the markets are just down 3 points. Normally, if the dollar is up this strong, the markets would be down more. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. You do have gold down. Spot gold is down just slightly. Not really a big deal. You'll see the GDX is up pretty nicely, trading at 178.13, closed at 177.72. So you can see the GLD is trading higher, but the spot gold number is down about $4 per ounce or so. Let's take a look at the SLV. You'll see SLV is also trading up a little bit, closed at $40.45. Right now trading at $40.63. Oil is flat today. Let's take a look at the USO and see how it's reacting. Trading at 34.30 in the pre-market here. USO closed at 34.51, so not a big deal, but down about 20 cents or so from the close of yesterday. So those are what we're looking at right now when we're looking at oil and gold and the market. Let's take a look at some leading stocks that are in the news. We're going to start off with Ciena. Remember this name from the 90s? Sure you do. Having a pretty big move, pulling back a little bit, but Ciena is having a pretty decent little pop here after earnings this morning. Ciena is trading up pretty nicely. That's a pretty sizable move. Traders should watch for resistance if it gets up there. I'm not sure it does, but $15 will really be big resistance. You're also going to have more resistance right around this Let me get the exact number. I have a line right on my chart here around $14.25. So watch that level as well. But Sienna up after earnings and having a good day. In sympathy, you'll see JDS Uniphase is also trading higher. I'm not sure if this one's going to last. JDSU, in my opinion, has a ton of resistance around 1450 on the daily chart. Also, the 50 moving average was just tagged at 1358. And we'll see if it can even get through that. You can see here on the daily chart. I'm not sure it really is ready to get through there. But nonetheless, decent little pop in sympathy with Sienna this morning. So you're getting those networkers to have pretty good little moves here this morning. Another stock that's doing well this morning is Wynn Resorts. Okay, Wynn is trading up a little bit. Closed yesterday at 154.72, $154.72. Trading at 156.59. This is up after some news reports came out that Macau revenue jumped. And so you can watch all these stocks early. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold their gains today. But again, it's worth noting, at least in the morning, Las Vegas Sands also trading up a little bit there. That's trading up about 50, 60 cents from yesterday's close. Let's take a look at MGM. Yeah, MGM's also up a little bit. Closed at $11.07 yesterday, trading at $11.26. I got to be honest, I'm not in love with these casino names. They may trade a little bit higher, but the market's had a pretty good move already, and we're right ahead of the jobless number tomorrow from the government report, the non-farm payroll report tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. So there could be some profit taken in today's market. You don't want to rule that out. Again, if we could go into tomorrow flat or a pause type day, maybe the market has a chance to react after the job number tomorrow. I have no idea what the number is going to be, but we just trade after the reaction and we see how it is. Okay, initial jobless claims are out. They've just been released. Let's see how the market's reacting here. It really doesn't even matter what the number is. And you'll see the futures are starting to inch up a little bit. So just down a point now. So it looks like the looks like the initial weekly jobless claim number is out and the futures are trading higher. Okay, so right now we are getting a little bit of a pop on that news. And we'll just have to see how this market holds up and reacts. But right now, reacting pretty well. It looks like weekly jobless claims number dropped by about 12,000, and we'll see how this market reacts. But so far, you're getting a little bit of a push. Markets are only futures are only down. S&P 500 E-mini futures are only down 1.5 now. So that's where we'll leave it. Today could be a choppy session, much like yesterday. There could be some profit taking coming in, just based on the fact that people don't want to hold into the into the monthly jobless number tomorrow. And we'll see how it plays out after that. Okay? With that said, everybody, take it slow today. It is going to be really, tomorrow is going to probably be a dead day after the number, as it is the final day of the before the Labor Day holiday. So, again, let's just take it one day at a time here, and we'll see how it plays out. But right now, I pointed out some areas of strength. Remember, if the U.S. dollar index is strong today, watch for a little weakness in the commodity names such as Freeport-McMoRan and Cleveland-Cliffs, or copper stocks such as Southern Copper Corp. Okay, but if the dollar starts to fall, those stocks will get a bid. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's going to wrap it up for today. Everybody have a great trading day, and we will talk to you all tomorrow. Take care now.